It was certainly nice to venture out this morning and not be buffeted by freezing temperatures. And, as we like to say, it's all relative in the weather business, but it felt pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I think usually about 40 feels good in February regardless, but after the stretch we've had, I think it felt even better. We got to 38 right now in Portland, 39 in Rockland, 40 in Bar Harbor, 35 in Bangor. And as I mentioned, I think 2 days ago, I said if you can get Wednesday off and go skiing, this is my kind of skiing in the 30s. They've got good snow from the last storm as well as what they've been making. We had a couple of snowflakes, snow flurries along the coastline earlier this morning, but as we talked about yesterday, this wasn't going to be a big deal. The real deal through the rest of today is that it's just cloudy and mild, and we wait for this big storm system. This is not a particularly intense storm necessarily, but it is spatially very large from Quebec all the way down basically to El Paso. We've got winter weather on the north side of that. The south side of it is rain and some thunderstorms. And so this is all sliding in our direction, as you can see, and things get more interesting tomorrow night and into Friday. So until then, it's quiet, it's mild. Temperatures are in the upper 30s and low 40s, even in the middle of the night tonight. So a break as far as the heating degree days go, which is pretty good. Tomorrow we start, it's cloudy, it's showery along the coast. There's some snow in the mountains, but that's it. That's the only spot there'll be snow tomorrow morning is mountains in northern Maine. But eventually this line kind of sharpens up between the cold air and the milder air, and we try to drive this cold air down to the coast. We know we're going to get it done. It's just a question of the exact timing and how much moisture will be left over when it happens. It looks like it'll take until evening, maybe really late evening, 10 to midnight, to start to change over along the coastline. We'll be pinging sleet for a while there. Meanwhile, it's snowing moderate to maybe heavily inland, even though temperatures are in the mid 30s. And then temperatures drop down enough into the 20s to start really accumulating snow on Friday morning. And this is when it gets kind of nasty. Friday morning, we get moderate to heavy bands of snow. It's heavy, wet snow for the most part. And that continues through the middle of the day into the early afternoon, at least, before the storm kind of breaks up. So this was always a possibility when I looked at the storm yesterday. The totals would have to be higher than the opening bid that I gave you. And that's what Todd went ahead and did today or this morning. I put 8 to 12 inches over a good swath of the state. Along the coastline, we've got lower amounts, and that largely has to do with boundary layer temperatures being a bit warm at the beginning, plus sleet kind of sucking up some of that moisture. You can have a lot of sleet and it takes a while to accumulate. So that's why we have lower amounts there. I'll take a look at this afternoon, see if there's any adjustments that need to be made as far as amounts, but this is a good place I think to be right now. And then it's cold again. On Saturday, especially on Sunday morning, temperatures well below zero for a good part of the state. To start, we get into the mid-20s there on Sunday afternoon, and then it looks like that next storm should be a miss. We'll be back into the mid-30s on Tuesday. But I think, it's interesting you talk about impacts. The last storm was much more dramatic, but it was a Saturday. This, people will be trying to go to work, so I think that'll make it more impactful for most people.
It usually does. Thank you, Keith.